Hello, Targar friends. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again, it is time for another work mode workout. Today was max effort bench day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. And first week back after a deload. Been a while since I had one. And it took me a while to get in the groove. I'm not going to lie, I was really happy with the max press today. But some of my rep work, I had some work capacity issues, things like that. And it's largely because I did not train at all last week. Like nothing. No bands, no kettlebells, nothing. And I ate a ton. Ironically, I'm only up half a pound though. I gained half a pound from a week of indulgence. But it took me a while to get back in the groove on my lifts, and so I felt like work capacity was a little low, and you guys will see that when we get to the final sets of the work sets. But the bench itself, we got 317 with a pause plus 50 pounds of bands. You know, a lot of people ask, well, how does that math work? I get that sometimes, and it's like, well, 317 pounds of weight, right? The bar, any spacers on there, clamps, plates, everything. It's 317. And then the bands are rated at 50 pounds at the top. And, you know, they're probably 10 pounds at the very bottom. The 50 pounds kicks in about halfway. Right about there where you see me grinding, that's where it's at 50 pounds. Okay? So at that point on, it's, you know, about 365-ish. So, pretty happy with it. That is by far, if we were to add it up, the strongest normal grip bench I've done. Because I've been doing normal grip for a while. I quit doing closed grip full time to work on this because I know I'll be stronger with it. And we're seeing results now. Strength is coming up. And I'm able to do it pain-free because I've rehabbed my shoulders and everything from that pull-up impingement. And we'll talk about some of that too. I started doing a few chin-ups. Right? I did a few this weekend. Just body weight chin-ups. Pain-free. And I'm going to keep doing them a little bit between my workouts. I'll do a few every day. Assess my shoulder health. And I'll work them into main workouts weighted. Coming up, they can replace one of my rows. They can replace them. But I went back to what I had just done the final workout, which was 285 for the pause bench and 225 for the pause incline. I could not get all 5 reps on the last set. The first 2 sets, I got them, right? On the pause bench. And again, I just now gotten to these weights. I've only done them for one workout. So my work capacity is down a hair because I got these, like this is set 2. Right? And they were hard. These sets were all hard. You know, I didn't feel like I had, at best, 1 rep in the tank. Okay? At best. And that might have been pushing it. Because even then, if you watch this one, that 5th rep, it's a little slow. A little slow. We get to the next set, I get to 3 reps, and I just racked it. I felt like after the 3rd rep, if it went down again, it was going to stick, and I was going to miss the rep. That is just what it felt like. So I racked it. I'm not going to go in super hard here, guys. I'm just coming back from a deload, getting back in the groove. I don't want to start missing reps on things like that. You know, and again, risking injuries and everything else. You're missing reps on your rep work. If you're not careful, that's where you guys get hurt. Maxing is not as dangerous as people think it is. This is dangerous. Multiple heavy sets of rep work, this is where you get hurt. And I felt like that lockout was just really hard on that 3rd rep. I'm like, I don't think I've got another rep. I'm just going to play it safe and rack it. And we did. I mean, but even then, I've only done 3x5 one time with that weight. And that was, you know, the last upper workout. So, not a big deal. I'll come in and work with these weights till I can complete them again, and then we'll start micro-loading up just like we did before. And I might need to change the movements a little, throw some chains on, change bars. Rows went good. Sticking with just the 285 for now because it was too sloppy with 295. Got 3x6. Fairly happy with the form. It's on the bleeding edge of what's acceptable, right? Bleeding edge of acceptable. Almost too sloppy. So I'm going to stick with this weight a little longer. And when it gets a hair cleaner, or I can get more reps, right? We start getting 7 or 8 reps. Maybe 7. If I get 7 on the last set, I'll start bumping it back up again. All right? I'm trying to stay around 5 or 6 reps with most of this stuff. I'm in a heavy phase right now. And again, reminder, you guys have watched me focus on mostly 10s. You've seen me do mostly 20s. You guys have seen me run the gambit. I've also done to where I did mostly triples. I can tell you triples beat you up. I don't think that's wise. Maybe on a few lifts. I might do it on hang pulls or something later. Some triples might be fine. But overall, the triples beat you up. Fives aren't too bad, fives and sixes. And we get a good balance there. So I'm in a heavier phase though. But again, I've done a lot of phases where I built up with 10s and 20s. You guys will notice right now it's not going to be any small movements. I don't think I need them. I think if I hit a wide enough variety of angles, 3 different types of presses, 3 different angles of pulling, especially if they're done carefully, done right, I think I will cover all the muscles that I need. Okay. If I do anything, it might be a few band press downs for my triceps. But I think what I'm going to do here, I think this is going to continue to beef my triceps up. My triceps got really strong at one time when I was doing nothing but close grip pressing and dips. Things like that. Right? And I've done a lot of this tricep specialization when I was mostly close grip pressing, and I feel like if anything, a lot of it just really pushed my triceps beyond recovery. In all honesty, I felt like it didn't produce that great of results for me personally. I have clients who it does. At the end of the day, dips and close grip pressing have always helped my triceps the most. And I look back at when I benched the most in my 20s, which was more than I bench now. No, I don't have videos because I'm 44, so we're just going to leave it alone. We're just going to get up to work on that goal of getting to 405. Okay, rather than talk about the past, but I will say that close grip pressing and dips built my triceps up, and they were bigger and stronger than they are now. Back in, again, late 20s, mid to late 20s. So that's really the way I need to go. So that's what I'm going to do today. After all this other pressing, I'm going to treat close grip like an accessory. Rather than as a primary lift, I'm going to use it as a front delt and tricep accessory. Because I had to ask that question, you know, if we need to overdevelop our front delts and triceps also to keep our bench moving, to help with the lockout, to prevent pec tears, because again, having weak delts can cause pec tears on the flat bench. And we know that the heavier we go percentage of max, the more delts and triceps become involved. Rep work, pecs matter a lot more on benching. But I'm doing rep work on the pause bench. We're getting pecs, right? We get a lot of pec on the incline. Paused incline benching, that works a ton of chest. It's a great chest exercise, but it also hits delts harder. It also takes triceps out. For those who are unaware, the data shows that flat benching works triceps more than incline does usually. Okay. So we'll close grip, because that will build front delts and triceps. But rather as a primary lift, we're going to do it for volume. Do it for volume as an accessory to fill in the gaps. I think I'm going to mess with it for a while. This didn't go as well as I expected and had hoped. I decided to up the weight and try to do like 5s or 6s on these axle bar rows, and I may pull the axle bar rows out when I'm strong enough to do weighted chin-ups. When I feel comfortable with my shoulders to do weighted chins, I may just do regular rows and chins, because I feel like all the chin-ups I'm doing are working my grip. All the dead hangs, because that's the other thing. My chin-up bar is fatter than a standard bar. Okay, it works my grip when I do chins. It works my grip when I do dead hangs. And if I'm doing dead hangs every single day on it, and then I have my crushers, I think my grip is probably going to be pretty good. Those things are helping a lot. So, and then in which case we'll just work on back and arm development, back and bicep development. So then if I'm just doing chin-ups, rows, right, weighted chins, heavy rows, and then hang pulls and stuff like that for my shoulders, we're hitting all those things. But for now, I'm going to keep these in, and I wanted to just go a little heavier, because I wanted to try to pull more weight against that axle bar. And I could tell you 250 was hard. I've got 3 sets of 10 with 235, but that extra 15 pounds, my God, it was tough. Now, I started light because, I've got to build work capacity. I'm not used to doing 3 heavy presses again right now. I haven't been. I've been doing just tricep work after flat and incline. Okay? When I went to mess with these, I started ramping up a little to see how they felt. 225 felt heavy for one rep when I went to unrack it. So I'm like, I better just stick with the 225, focus on quality reps, see if I can do just 3 sets of 6, which is what I did. Now, obviously, we will bring that up from there because you guys know that I can do more than 6 reps at 225. But I'm also pretty fatigued. Okay? My delts and pecs are very fatigued, especially from the incline work and stuff. So one of the things I noticed is what my theory was that, look, we know this is a great tricep exercise. And it's kind of one of the things I've heard Wendler say, and I don't like Wendler's imp over squat or deadlift. You guys know that. I've trashed it before. because he's given advice that I found to be completely untrue, and a lot of my lifters do the opposite, and I got some strong ass dudes. Okay, but his benching stuff's on point. One of the things he says is, quit worrying about beating your triceps up with extensions and beating your elbows up. It's like close grip presses. You do close grip benching. You do board work, right? Things like that. That'll build your triceps up for your benching. So why not? Why not just focus on some quality volume? Is my last press of the day with close grip pressing. The other muscles are fatigued, so if anything, the triceps are getting a heavier brunt of the load at this point, right? And here's the difference. People say, well, how would we pick whether you want to do a close grip bench or a dip? Well, which other muscles are you trying to work? They both build triceps, and anyone who argues that, I'm sorry, you can't. They're both great tricep exercises. Dips work more pec and less front delt. Okay. That makes sense. Close grip works more front delt and less pec. Depends on which one you need more of right now. Or you could rotate them. But they both work triceps. So why not use a close grip press to make sure my tricep volume is hit? And then I'm getting something with real carryover to the benching for sure. Like we know the JM press carried over to my close grip benching. I don't know that it is to my flat bench as much. In fact, I don't really feel lockout has not been a problem. Hasn't felt like on my benching thus far. But if we're worried about it, close grip benching will do it. It'll build the triceps. It'll build the triceps to lock hard because we're having to take those tricep dominant lift through a real long range of motion. It teaches your triceps to grind against a heavy weight. So I think it may be the way that I need to go to keep that bench moving. And it may not keep my incline moving. My incline will probably keep my bench moving too. But we'll use these two different lifts. These can be my main supplemental lifts on my bench. It's very simple, isn't it? Not very complex programming, but I don't have an elite bench. I have to use complex programming for stuff like my squats and deadlift accessories because I have elite lifts on those. My bench, I don't. I can make it a lot more simple. And then again, lots of back work. Upper back, mid back work, because the lats and everything help me out of the bottom of the bench. So again, hang pulls, just did 265 today for 3 sets of 5. On the second set, it looked funny because the straps, I didn't get them tight enough, so it felt kind of sloppy. But again, these light your shoulders up. So again, finished everything off. Got a heavy eccentric overload on the shoulders. Good workout, so I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.